Good morning. My name is Martin Curry. I work for Laramie Rivers Conservation District here in Laramie, Wyoming. And today we're going to be mending some broken wire fences. First thing I'd like to mention is Wyoming is a fence-out state. And what that entails is if you must fence your property to prevent the neighbor's livestock from intruding onto your property. Typically, the type of fences that you're going to find in Wyoming or what would be used for fencing property would be barbed wire fence. It comes in 3-strand wire, or you can build a 4-strand wire. These are usually used for livestock such as horses and cattle. For smaller domestic livestock, you can use woven wire fence. That would be sheep and goats. Okay, I'd like to take this time to mention the equipment that we're going to be using today. The first thing is a pair of fence stretchers. This is a traditional pair of fence stretchers. All the equipment that I'm talking about today can be purchased at your local tractor supply stores. The next thing that we're going to need is to get a pair or some barbed wire. You probably want to get a pretty good roll of barbed wire because you may have to repair some large expanses of broken fence. The next item that we're going to need today is a pair of fencing pliers. This is a typical pair where you got a hammer on one side, a pry on one side, and then cutters on the bends. And then lastly, you're going to want a pair of leather gloves. Alright, the first thing that I do when I'm mending a broken barbed wire strand of fence is we make a loop in one end. You just use 2 fingers and leave about 10 to 12 inches, just wrap it around and twist it back onto itself. We want to get at least 3 to 4 twists on this. And then I always point my tag in down line, so we end up with a loop such as this. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to install your splice section. You just run the tag in through the loop, leaving yourself about 10-12 inches again. Just bring it back onto itself, and again we want to wrap it 3 to 4 times. So we end up with that looking thing. Next step is we'll go to the other end of the break. Here's another technique to building a loop. Instead of using your fingers, you can use a pair of fencing pliers. We're just going to bend the wire over the pliers. We're going to wrap the tag end around itself, back onto itself. We want to go 3 to 4 wraps, pointing the tag end back down the line so that we got a loop in the other end. Then you're going to want to grab your fence stretchers. Fence stretchers are designed to clamp onto the wire here as well as here, and then you got a ratchet mechanism that's going to pull the wires taut for you. So we just put that in. And just stretch your fence up. Now that we got the fence stretched together, we can cut off from our reel of wire, obviously leaving ourselves 10 to 12 inches to make the other loop. I'm going to take the free end, run through the loop that we built. then you can release the stretchers. There you go.